Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Mickin from Nao Nails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a summer design because we all want to be by the beach. Anyway, I'm going to do you a different kind of shell design. We've done a few shell designs before, but this is slightly different. We're going to use a one stroke and we're going to make it embossed as well. So let's crack on. And I'm going to do a stiletto. And we're going to go to about a 2.5. So I just want to pull this up a little bit just to get everything in line. And once you're happy, you can start to close your forms. I'm going to use natural to put down a base layer. I'll show you what natural's like. It's similar to blank slate, but it's slightly more pigmented than blank slate. I'm going to dehydrate. I've already prepped this nail, so I've already why can't I speak today? Or most days, to be honest. I've already removed the surface shine from this nail. I've done the cuticle work and all that. We have a video on that if you want to see how to prep a nail. Now I'm using the acid base primer. You do not want to get this on the skin. It can kind of tingle a little bit if it goes on the skin. So I'm going to pick up a bead. So you can see it's like a milky consistency. It's not quite as transparent as blank slate, but it is nice to apply that foundation layer. So I'm going to bring this out into the stiletto shape, nice and pointy. I'm going to add a little bit on the nail bed as well, on the nail plate. Only thin. And that's because the powders that I'm going to use next for the colour are really pigmented. I don't want to sacrifice any adhesion. If you put down either a clear base layer or a natural powder like this or blank slate, it'll enhance the adhesion if your powders are super pigmented, which these are. We have Bermuda Bay, is that right? Oh my god, got the name right after all these years. Cotton Candy, yeah. I was thinking, do I know this one? No, I can't remember. Put some of the Bermuda Bay towards this corner. Drag it down nice and thin. You can see it's got gorgeous sparkle. Then I'm going to use Cotton Candy here. So we're working at a little bit of an angle and creating a gradient. You've got that ombre effect.
It looks like one of those sweets.
It does, I was just thinking that. The fizzy ones.
Fizzy.
Oh, yeah, because of the particles of the glitter, it looks like the fizzy sugar, doesn't it? Then we're going to encase this with clear, so encapsulating those colours. This is going to add structure to the nail. So this is where you'll lay in your apex. I think people underestimate how important an apex is. It is so important to the nail to give it structure and make it nice and strong. So we kind of sandwich the colours between the acrylic. I'm going to let that set up a little bit and then I'm going to pinch the nail. Once that's set, I'm going to take off that sculpting form to reveal that beautiful nail. Then I'm going to file, going to do my normal filing routine. So I'm going to do straight out from the side walls. Then I'm going to go around the cuticle area. And then I'll contour the rest of the nail. I'm going to buff the nail now, just to remove those demarcations. And when I say demarcations, I mean those scratches that are in the nail. So this is going to smooth those out even more. I'm going to wipe over with pure acetone, and that's going to smooth the nail out even more. And also make it nice and clean.
I just want to eat it.
I know, it's so pretty, isn't it, as well? So I've just added a little bit of this pink, which is Rose Pale. So I'm going to load this brush now. The tallest part of the brush is going to go into the white paint. Then I'm going to add the shortest part with the pink, but I'm going to add a little bit of magenta to that. This is the kind of colour that you're after. We're going to do this 3 times. So I know that we have a fully loaded brush. So we're going to do a shell. So we're going to come up and down like this. So I'm going to go back over. It'll give this a deeper colour. It'll be more opaque. So you're going to start low down, and then as you come to the top, sweep around. Now with the white paint, I'm going to edge this design. So it'll really make it stand out. So that's all sealed in. Now we're going to use Snow White. And this is going to add like another sort of texture and dimension to this design. And we're just going to use it as if it's like a paint. We're going to do little pockets. So I kind of want it to look a bit like, I was going to say seaweed, but I mean like water, really.
Two things that are not the same.
Yeah. I want it to be like, I don't know, I want it just to give that kind of coral, water kind of feel. So I'm not like replicating something. I'm not actually doing a physical drawing of something. I just want it to give the impression of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You took a while to say yeah. I'm not sure it did make sense. I kind of like this. And what we're going to do is we're not going to seal this in. Oh, no, no, no. We're not going to seal it in because I want it to have that kind of raised effect. I might actually do this bit again because I think I've done a bit too much. And that's the beauty of doing this on top of the top coat. We can just go like this. Oh, goodbye. We can just get rid of it like that with a bit of gel residue wipe-off solution. And I just felt like the composition wasn't amazing on it. I think with this kind of thing, less is more. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. I think that looks a lot better. Yeah. Could you pop that into the lamp, please, darling?
I could.
What I'm going to do now is get Mega Gloss, float over and sort of fill those little sections, and I'm going to flash cure that. And I'm going to repeat this on all of those little sections of the shell. Flash. So I'm going to go over that for a second time, which will really make it nice and raised. And that's the kind of look that we want. And I'll do that on all those sections. I'm going to take some of the Mega Gloss now. Pop it there, and I'm going to put a tiny bead, little pearl in the middle. Pop that in the lamp for me. Going to use brush on glue just to re-secure that pearl. Give it a bit of a coating. It's gone really bright. Oh no. So you can see we have a 3D one stroke shell. How cool is that? I love it. I loves it. Let's put some cuticle oil on. There you are. Let's go to the beach, let's get away. Hey, what do you want to say? Have a drink, find a Bud Light.
That is absolutely stunning.
So pretty.
Yeah.
There you are, guys. I hope you've really enjoyed how to create this shell. Clam shell. Conch shell. No, it's not a conch one. A conch's like, one of them is.
I don't know. What are the ones that you put to your ear and you can either see?
Conch, aren't they?
Oh,
I don't know. Let us know what kind of shell this is. I'm going to the beach at the weekend. I've tried to find one of these shells. I think it's a clam. Something like that, anyway.
Make sure you get a pink and blue one.
I don't know if I'll find a pink and blue one, but I will try and find a nice pretty one for you. So yeah, everything I've used today will be listed below. It always is. That's how we work. That's how we roll. That's how we camera roll. This channel. I'm chatting so much rubbish today. I think it's time for a cup of tea. I think I'm going slightly mad. Just a little bit. See you in the next video. See if I've really gone mad. Bye.